Hey everyone, welcome back. And today I am going to do a reading on Mitch McConnell. Now, the reason why I want to do a reading on him is because he appears to be a block in getting this government open again. Okay. I did do a reading on Nancy Pelosi before she became Speaker of the House to ask to see how she was going to open the government again because she's felt pretty confident about all that stuff. And that particular reading ended up talking about her becoming Speaker of the House and how she's going to bring order and how she's going to work with Schumer and getting things in line and getting things going. And it pretty much, and I mean, and it showed up her challenge was her to not be overconfident, her challenge was overconfidence, and sometimes when you become overconfident you miss the smaller things. So she needs to just not be too overconfident because there are some challenges, and one of the challenges that seems to be popping up is Mitch McConnell. So I'm going to do a reading on Mitch McConnell and to seeing how because there was an article that came out this morning on Sunday that says the GOP is, kind of pushing McConnell to, back down on his hardline stance of being just like Trump in terms of saying no funding for the wall, nothing going forward. Basically, he's getting his orders from Trump and he's holding that line. Here's the one thing that I'm just going to make a general statement. I really, in so many ways, the government shutdown reading that I did right before the new year, where it literally said that everything that comes to Trump is dead on arrival. I really wish that reading was wrong. There are times when you do wish a reading was wrong and you're kind of like just hoping, okay, well, maybe this isn't going to happen, because always we do have opportunity, always. If a reading comes out in a way that we don't like, there is always an opportunity to change course and the outcome of that reading is altered. So there's always that opportunity. That's why tarot reading can be so great for personal, because if you can see some trends that are occurring, you can make adjustments and then you can create something new. And the reading that was the reading for that particular session that you did can be complete. That reading no longer is valid because you have made adjustments in your energy field to take a new trajectory. So that's what that is. So I wanted to do a reading on Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell has held his ground. He still is. So even if Nancy passes, the budget, even though they pass it, if it goes to McConnell and he refuses to take it to a vote in the Senate, it's dead. So there's rumblings that that Mitch is being pressured to not take that hardline stance, because it is possible if you get majority votes between the House and Senate, they can override the veto that the president is. And the only reason why the president has power is because McConnell is following his lines and refusing to bring any sort of bills to a vote, which is really kind of unfair to the other senators, that one man in any of these parties can cause such chaos. Anyways. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I know there's talks about the Russian steel, about that would be kind of silly, but I'm going to, because, Trump is always like, bring back American workers, manufacture in the U.S. And now there's like these underhanded rumors of, there's some sort of deal in the works with using Russian steel, which would not go over well, I don't believe, with the people, but I'll look into that too. I do have other readings there's a whole bunch. I'm going to be doing some catch-up readings. So let's get started. I'm going to focus on Mitch McConnell. I'm going to see if he's going to be able to back down, right? Back down. Is he going to continue to hold the hard line? Is he going to be a block? Does his constituents, or does his the fellow senators are going to be successful in causing him to back down, to stop what he's doing? So let's find out. All right. Let us see what we can come up with, right? All right. Mitch McConnell. Are you going to hold the hard line? Will you come down and lead your party? Now, I did a long time ago, during the midterms, the Republicans held the House, or the Senate. The Republicans held the Senate. And that particular reading said that the Republicans have not learned their lesson. And I really need them to learn their lesson. We all need them to learn their lesson, to begin to work and function as a government. Stop this party line thing. Function as a government. You can hold your party view, but don't do this. All right, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? Help me out here. All right. Mitch McConnell. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, here we go. He's standing his ground, of course. He's going to stand his ground. So above overarching, he is going to try to stand his ground. He is defending his position. He is defending his position of holding the line for the president on this government shutdown. Do these people not care that this is harming people? This is really disheartening. Okay. We have TSA workers doing a sick out. So, because they're like, why are we being forced to work when we're not even getting paid? I mean, it's really unfair in so many levels. People are being forced to work and not getting paid. Other people can't even go to work and not get paid. The longer this shutdown goes, we as taxpayers will be forced to, if you owe money, you're forced to pay taxes. But if you are owed a refund, you won't get it until the government opens up again. So it's kind of, there's so many, these guys are just, I keep telling you, they're playing with our livelihoods. But Mitch McConnell is going to stand his ground. He's going to hold his ground, hold his position that is overarching on him. He's not budging I don't know if he's not going to budge. He might, but currently right now he's standing his ground. Okay. So, all right, there's the celebration. I think that would be the celebration that he was feeling in the past, because this is the past position. This is the celebration that is in the past of holding on to the Senate from the midterms, just like I was speaking about. It's that celebration. It's like, okay, we held on to the seats. We actually gained a couple seats. So he's celebrating, and he already laid out his agenda. Even though now that they don't have the House anymore, he said his main agenda is to pack the courts. So that's where he is. Okay, here we go. Present. The King of Cups. Okay, emotions. So this is oftentimes the empathetic king. Okay, and this is the way he could really be viewing himself. The empathetic king, or it could also be a king drunk on power. Okay. Because he is the king, he's on the top. You know, a lot of times this guy can reveal some addictions, right? It could be addiction to drink. It could be addiction to, some sort of addiction, usually addiction to drink, like drunk. But when I see this particular one with his idea of standing his grounds, I see this as being drunk on power. So I'm not really sure I can call this an empathetic king, because it sure doesn't look empathetic. People are suffering, and it sure looks like he doesn't like, he doesn't care that people are being hurt. He's just going to hold this hardline stance on this whatever Trump wants. So he is drunk on power. He's on top. He's the one guy that can make or break anything. So would he become the empathetic king? I don't know. We'll see how it goes on the reading. But right now, I see it as drunk on power. Okay. His challenge. Oh, His challenge is victory. Victory is not assured. So him standing his ground, being drunk on power, his victory is not assured. So he is still the Senate Majority Leader. So what does this actually mean? Could he lose power? Could he have, could he have a vote of no confidence could that end up happening with the senators feeling like that they can't get anything through, they can't get anything done? This is a challenge. Victory is a challenge for him. But it also can, it could also say the challenge is to gain victory, or, victory is not assured. It's just victory is not assured. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes, if it's going to lead to a victory with him standing his grounds and holding the hard line for Trump. Okay. Page of Swords is the fight. Okay. So there are people fighting. So there's a lot of fighting going on. And I would literally tell, because I'm talking about Mitch McConnell, and I'm talking about because he runs the Republican Party, this is the fight card. This is also a spy card. So there could be leaks coming out. In the news, you'll be seeing leaks coming out about the infighting that exists within the Republican Party because he's standing his ground and it's harming people. And there are people that feel like they're dissatisfied with the direction that Mitch McConnell is leading the party. So I think there's definitely some fighting going on. So I really kind of feel like this feels to me like drunk on power. Okay. This is the celebration of him holding on to the Senate. Victory is not assured, but he is standing his ground. All right, let's look at the underlying motions that goes to this row, and let's see where we are. So here we are in the past. The Lovers. These are the agreements, okay? Who are these people in bed with? These are the agreements that are created. This is the winning of the House, or the Senate. I don't know why I keep saying that. This is the winning of the Senate. And these are the agreements that are made. What agreements are coming in? Now, it sort of feels like when, like Mitt Romney is coming in, and he came in with this view of, like he wants to get things done. He wants to get things going, but he kind of backed down. It's like, when he got in, he was ridiculed and stuff. And he kind of, by Trump, by, McConnell, or by Graham. And it really feels like, and he made just a mild criticism at Trump, and then everybody came down on him like a hammer, and he backed down. It's almost like he is in charge of getting all the Republicans under his umbrella. It is his way or the highway, drunk on power, standing his ground. So the Senate is still going to be stuck in its old patterns right now, the way it's building up here with all those new coming senators that are coming in. They are being forced to go under his rule, to fall into their party lines, and they have to do that. So they're not really being allowed to be in their own position, but it does feel like there's a challenge here, that there's going to be some rebellion because they are not liking this hardline stance. Okay, so let's see where we are in the present. Ooh, heartache. Okay, so I'm going to hold my line here. Drunk on power, but this, and then forcing people in his own party to fall party line, to follow his party line, to follow the Trump party line. We know there's arguments going on, but he's not. This stand is just creating heartache. Okay, it's creating heartache for the people. It's creating heartache for his own party, and it's also creating heartache for the government. So he is creating all of this heartache. Okay. Because he is so drunk on power, I don't know if he sees this heartache. He doesn't really see it. He just understands, even though people are fighting, he's standing his ground. He goes, no, you hold party line, or I'm going to minimize you. I'm going to end up forcing you out, or we're going to, We're going to kind of, if they have to, it's almost like you're a Republican, you signed a pact, you're here. And then that's going to create heartache. It's going to create it. What's the challenge? Oh my gosh, this guy comes up again. Death and the challenge. Change is inevitable. How are you going to respond to that change? So death followed by heartache means that there is going to be a change. I'm wondering if there's an uprising within the own party on McConnell because he is refusing to back down, refusing to not accepting anything. If these Republicans don't fall in line, he's going to create misery for them. But and it's creating heartache, but it's going to force a death situation. Change is coming. It's inevitable. Death is not something that they can control. The change is happening. How are they going to respond to that change? Is it going to be that he's going to be ousted? Or, like the government shutdown, he is part of the reason why the government shutdown, to the end of the government shutdown, is going to be so difficult is because of him. Okay, so he's going to hold his ground, and the victory he's working for is not assured, and it actually doesn't even look like it's going to happen for him with the death sitting right on top of victory. So the very threat of change, the death of his standing his ground, is not going to work out so awesomely for him. Okay, so here we are, moving on. The outcome. So working hard. This is the Eight of Pentacles. This is the working hard, the apprentice and stuff like that. So what is working hard? Okay, a lot of infighting. Is this appearance of working hard for the people? But people are going to be seeing through that illusion. Or there will be movement because people will get down and start working hard. Okay. They are heartbroken. He is creating heartbreak. There's death on the horizon. Change is inevitable in his challenge, right? Challenge is this. Okay. I put, just for those of you who just joined, welcome guys, everybody. Thank you. Welcome. For all my new subscribers. Thank you. You have, when I have a challenge column, because usually challenges will cross, okay? And because it's hard to see all the cards, I usually just lie it straight on beside them so that you can see the challenges and we can see the story that builds upon it, right? So victory is a challenge. Victory is not assured because death lays upon it, which is change, okay? Change and rebirth. So if these are occurring, there is some working hard. So who's working hard? Is it these people that is in this, that are dissatisfied, the infighting, the leaks, the spying, or whatever, you call this the leaks, right? About the dissent, the unhappiness within their own party, and it creates working. So are they working hard to change what McConnell is doing? Okay. Well, let's find out. So this is the outcome. So here's the top row, the bottom row, and then this is the result of this, okay? So here we are, the last row. So this would be the sharing card, but because we have celebration, so this is the midterms again, the celebration, the agreements, because there's agreements, who people are in bed with, there could be quid pro quos, okay? This would be the quid pro quo card. That is like a tongue twister for me. Anyways, so this is the agreements that they are made. There is money exchanged for the positions that they hold, okay? So these would be donors. These would be any underhanded money that may or may not exist. I don't know, but this would be accepting money in exchange for certain things to happen. Okay, so this I would say is the midterms and the people coming in. All right, so here we are in the present. Oh my gosh, here's the hanging on, the Four of Pentacles, hanging on to what he has. Drunk on power, bringing heartache, and then hanging on to the power that he has. So is the people in his own party going to try to force him to back down, or are they going to oust him as Speaker of the House, or not Speaker, as Senate Majority Leader? That is curious. You got change here. It's a possibility, right? It's a possibility. There's definitely dissent coming in. There's definitely unhappiness within their own party. Okay. And this wall, this border wall, this budget, this keeping the government closed, this is a very big contention. So I'm seeing him standing his ground. He's going to continue supporting Trump, and I don't necessarily see him moving, but I see his party very unhappy. Oh, gosh, wasn't I just saying that? This is a difficult emotional journey, and it also is leaving. I was just saying that there's a possibility McConnell could be ousted as the head of the Senate. Okay, Senate Majority Leader. It is a possibility. Change. Victory is not assured for his stance. Okay, his stance. Victory is not assured. Death is on the horizon, meaning change, not physical death. I don't see physical death with him. I just see physical change. I see a change. A change is here, and he's going to have to deal with that change. And the challenge is him hanging on to what he has without being forced to take a journey away from the position that he's at currently. Okay. That doesn't mean that he's going to be ousted from the Senate. It means that he might be ousted from his position as majority leader, because inside his own party, they are not happy, and they are working hard to do something about that. Okay. All right. Let's see the outcome here. Tower. Yeah. You know what? This ends here because we have a really major arcana here. I have two moments here. Mitch McConnell is going to have a tough time holding on to his Senate majority seat. I think his party is upset at him. He is going to hold the hard line. He's going to hold his position. He is going for that victory. But it isn't going to work so well, because you know what? The new guys all coming in, they hear their constituents. They're fresh off the trail of speaking to the people in their own districts, their own state. These guys are fresh off of that trail of talking to them and seeing, and they're probably being flooded by emails by their own constituents. And then they are like, we can't do anything because Mitch McConnell says no, he's going to not even bring the vote to the floor. Whatever the House passes, Mitch is going to block. And his standing his ground is going to facilitate this. The tower moment will happen for Mitch. I don't think the party is happy with him at all. Oh boy. And maybe change will happen, because like I said, after midterms, I read that they definitely were not learning their lessons. And you know what? Because Republicans are in power, we need them to learn their lessons. We need them to come around, and we need them to be working for the people. We need that. But the cards were saying they were holding their ground. They were staying. They were staying in the old hard line, and that's why I said they didn't learn their lessons. We're still in that phase. But Mitch McConnell himself, withholding that ground, defending that ground, there is a possibility this guy will be facing a tower moment. The people are not happy. His own party is not happy. There's a lot of challenges for him. And the way it's looking, he continues to hold this line. He continues to stand his ground. His outcome is not going to be beneficial to him, right? It will not be to his favor if he continues holding this line. If he caves and he begins to work and start doing the people's work, this outcome may not happen, okay? But if he continues to hold that line, his outcome is not good. So All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.